I'm Ryan Milton from Team Flex, and today we're going to be reviewing an NPC event, the Steve Karr Classic. We're going to look at a wellness division here at this event, and we're going to highlight some of our winners and the overall winner, and just give you a better idea at the NPC level what you're looking at, where you're competing in future competitions in 2025, where everything's going. All right, so this is what we do on this channel. This is what I do: break these things down, try to teach you things you need to know that's going to make you a better competitor on the stage and help you learn a little bit more about what judges are looking for so you can do better at every level, even if it's your first show or your pro event. This is what we do. All right, so hang out, subscribe if you're new here, and let's get down to it. So we're looking at three of our class winners from this event here. So we have Adriana. She is the Class A class winner, and she's also the overall winner. Over here we have Crystal. She's the Class B winner, and then we have Nancy, the Class C winner. So we don't have exact pictures of the lineup or anything, but these three athletes definitely would have been in the overall. There's also other classes I'm not going to put in. We're going to look at three of these athletes here and kind of go over this. So wellness division, realistically, is, all about being lower body dominant. So all of these athletes do represent that greatly to a good criteria, right? Like you can see here, Crystal, she's definitely got a lot of lower body dominance in the glute and the hamstrings and the quads, a lot of muscle in that lower body, and her shoulders, they don't overtake, right? Like we can see there's some shoulder size there, some depth there, but they don't overtake. And we can see over here looking at Adriana, the same thing. So a lot of good shoulder shape, really, really good V tapered look into the waist here, this kind of sweep effect. Judges are looking for that. And then again, the lower body that's clearly dominant, a little bit of a smaller athlete being in the Class A, so you're not going to see as much muscle and size, but you do see that this, in proportion to her physique and her upper body, is very on point with this criteria in this division. So we can see glute development, hamstring development, quad development, a lot of good size here, and it is, again, asymmetrical to her upper body, which is something that you want to make sure you have if you're going to be a wellness competitor. Don't go into wellness division if you don't have that asymmetry. It's not going to favor you well at all, right? And Nancy over here. So Nancy, what we can see here, good shoulder shape overall. Everything is there. Good taper into the waist. And again, very lower body dominant. So a lot of glute size, quad size, hamstring size. And this is pretty typical. Look, these three ladies, for what you'll see at an NPC event, who knows where they're at in their competition journey. Everybody's kind of going to be different at every level, right? And that's the great thing about the NPC is everybody can compete. So, you could be in an open class against athletes that have done 10 shows, or you could be in an open class against athletes who have done one. Either way, you kind of get a mixed bag. It's not like the pro events where every single person's a pro and you know it, and so on and so forth. It is a different thing at the regional level NPC, and that makes it a lot more fun, in my opinion, because again, you get to compete against a lot of variance in your classes. So all these athletes really do showcase this well. Now, from this, shot here, what we see with these three is, I will say that I think that what puts Adriana into the overall position and brings her to the win is going to be a little bit better conditioning overall, right? So she has a lot of good shape, good size, good muscle, good everything, tapers in nicely. It's all there. This is exactly what judges want to see. She also does have a bit better conditioning than the other two athletes in this lineup, right? So we can see a little bit more separation in the glutes and in the hamstrings here, and in the abdominals, a little bit, more of that oblique line here, and in the upper body, some separation there. So conditioning does become a really big factor when you are at any level. It could be your first competition, could be your fifth, could be you're trying to get a pro card, could be that you're already a pro. You really want to fine-tune your conditioning, figure out where that is to bring your best look through. When we look over at Crystal, really great physique, got a lot of muscle, everything is there. Not as much conditioning though, right? So we can see very faint lines in the quads here, nothing really much over in the glutes, a little bit in the abs here, just a little bit tighter conditioning, and she could have been in the overall spot herself potentially, right? So again, that's what we see at this level, just a difference, just a little bit of a difference in every physique, where you can see, wow, there's a lot of differences. However, the criteria remains the criteria, and judges will still judge based on that. Looking at Nancy, you know, I would say maybe just a tad more shoulder even here, but again, conditioning is the main one. Not seeing a lot of lines in the quads, at the glutes, or even into the abdominals. Just a little bit here. Class winner, great physique. Just talking about why maybe the overall went the way it did. If you're out there trying to win your overall, these are useful tips to know, things you want to really improve upon now. So we get to look from the back. When you go to the back pose, again, this is where we always talk about. Back is generally where things are going to tell the full story. A lot of athletes can look very close in the front pose, and then you get to the back pose, things can look a little bit different. So here we can see Adriana, our winner, Class A and overall winner, very on point. You know, the upper body is there. We can see that shape, but it looks, again, very asymmetrical to the lower body. Her lower body, you know, overall good glute shape, good upper glutes, overall size there. You can start to see a little bit of tying going on here, and you can see the quad sweep from the back. This is exactly what wellness division is about now. You know, for her longevity and where she wants to go, she's trying to get a pro card, going to need to add some more size to the lower body, bring through that tie-in a little bit more, and, you know, improve conditioning even more so we can see more of the glute tie and everything going on here. But overall, very, very good look, very overall winner look right here for an NPC event. Looking over at Crystal, we didn't actually even have a full picture of her in pose, so it's hard to say exactly how her total pose would look, but I think it's pretty evident to see that, again, like what I said in the front pose, maybe a tad bit better conditioning would have favored her. She's got a lot of great muscle, a lot of good glute shape, a lot of good quad, hamstring, everything there. Just need to kind of bring in the condition a bit, and that's going to be favorable for her too, right? So going on to future events, other things, right? You got to remember, every time you compete, it's just a snapshot in time. It's just a stepping stone. You're going to, you know, continue to compete, continue to go back to the drawing board, continue to find what you're going to do next, and that is going to happen if you win. If you don't, if you place last, whatever it is, you're going to have to go back to the drawing board and figure out how to get better. So all these athletes are doing that, even though they're class winners, right? And you'll have to do that too at whatever event you decide to do. Now, looking over here at Nancy, this is where, again, we're kind of talking about conditioning with her. I think she does need a little bit more of that shoulder shape. We really don't get a lot of it here. And then overall, just bringing in better conditioning, good glute shape, good quad shape, hamstring, everything there, just a little bit tighter, and that's going to be a big difference, right? And so no doubt, these are the types of athletes that you will encounter at NPC level. You'll see these variances. You'll see these differences. You'll see a lot of that, especially, you know, depending what events you choose to do. This is Steve Karr Classic, and it's a great event, great representation of the criteria. And again, gives you insight into, as a wellness competitor, where you're going to be, what are you going to be up against, how are you going to navigate it, right? And just go get out and compete, folks. That's what I'll tell you, right? The best way to figure out where you stack up and where you land is you train, you do a prep, you get yourself ready, and you go to stage, and then you figure out, okay, where did you place? What was the feedback? You go back, you get better. A lot of people get in their head, they get worried, they look at all the pros, and they say, oh, I have to look like, you know, Miss Olympia to be able to compete. No, you don't, right? Everybody starts there. Miss Olympia didn't start there. You know, she started at the NPC level in the amateur leagues and worked her way up, and you got to do the same thing. So go out there, get ready to compete. It's a great time now to be training this time of year to get yourself ready, and then you know, rebound that into the next season. So get out there, train, you guys, and we're going to do a ton more of these comp reviews. If you have shows you want me to review, put them in the comments. If you like this stuff, drop me a comment, more NPC, and I'll bring that up. And if you have an event that you've done that you would like me to review, I don't even care if it was 6, 7, 8 months ago. I'll do it. If I missed it, if I haven't put it on the channel, and you want to see it, you want me to review it, drop it in there. Tell me your name, you know, your class, and I'll bring it up, all right? Thank you guys for watching. Coach Rise out.